Hey friends and fellow trekkers, welcome to Trek 1 Part 1, Valley of Flowers. The place was little known to the outside world due to its inaccessibility. In 1931, three British mountaineers accidentally reached here while returning from a successful expedition to Mount Carmeth. They were so attracted to the beauty of this area that they named it Valley of Flowers. One of them, Frank Smith, authored a book of the same name. In 1939, Joan Margaret Legge, a botanist deputed by Royal Botanic Gardens, Kew, arrived at the valley to study flowers, and while traversing some rocky slopes to collect flowers, she slipped and lost her life. Her sister later visited the valley and erected a memorial near the spot. Let's take you to finer nuances of the trek to Valley of Flowers. There must be millions of people all over the world who would have known about Valley of Flowers. Thousands would do internet search, and upon seeing that it requires 7 to 8 hours of trekking to reach the base camp and probably 12 odd hours the next day inside the valley to do reasonable justice to your efforts, many would drop the idea. It is fair as well. Since valley cannot take too many visitors in the 4 months that it is open to public, which are 1st June to 4th October to be precise. Still, every year the number is increasing and hit a record of 10,000 in 2016. That may not be such a good news. Those tuned in on the valley would also be aware that the valley was washed off in 2013 cloudburst and still not fully recovered from this shock. Let's try and make it fun for those who missed out. Natural gateway to reach the valley is essentially Rishikesh. You certainly will not be left dwindling thumbs in this bustling, sacred place, which happens to be the first civilized town where you get acquainted with the holy river Ganga in its full glory. You invariably wind up attending the evening Ganga Aarti at Parmarth Niketan or at Trivedi Ghat. It is divine experience, witnessing prayers of the holy river. The town of Rishikesh grows upon you as you go there regularly, and many people spend a couple of days on their way in or out of the treks. There are lots of activities besides Ganga Aarti, say bungee jumping, river rafting, and of course the famous Ananda Spa Resort. One can choose to have a meal at Glass House by the river Ganges, even if you are not staying there. Heading north by road, you arrive at Joshimath, a distance of 250 odd kilometers, done in about 7.5 hours. Staying there overnight, one can take the longest ropeway in India of about 4 kilometers. Far end of the ropeway takes you to Auli, the only world skiing competition site in India. You will be witnessing the Himalayas peak, Chaukhamba, Neelkant, Hati Parvat, Mount Kamath and Nanda Devi, while going over some of the famous resorts in this cable car journey. You can also choose to pay a visit to the home of one of the 4 Shankaracharyas who stays here while Badrinath is closed during winter season. The next day, you arrive at Govind Ghat at 1828 meters height, just under 10 kilometers from Joshimath. From here, you undertake 13 kilometers simple trek of about 8 hours to arrive Govind Dham at 3049 meters height. Its local popular name is Gangaria. This is base for undertaking the valley's trek the next day. Located in western Himalaya in the state of Uttarakhand as a part of Nanda Devi biosphere, the valley witnesses over 500 species of alpine plants. Not all bloom at the same time. The valley keeps changing colors with each passing week, depending on which flowers are blooming at that particular time. Therefore, it is utmost importance that time your arrival, ideally around last week of June, to the second week of August. The distance to cover within the UNESCO World Biosphere Reserve is about 15 kilometers, where, besides God's made bouquets of long stretches of flowers and plants, you witness water streams that provide you a welcome break for having food or snacks that you carry with yourself. You also see Rataban and Tipta Kharak peaks at a distance and a couple of glaciers as well. It is worth a mention here that some of the vegetation and flowers are unique to only this part of the world. Also, a statutory warning that while you enjoy the birds, vegetation, springs till afternoon, you must turn around and start walking back by 2 p.m. for two reasons. First, that rainfall invariably happens during the evenings in the hilly terrain, and second, you must be out of the park before dusk.